Angry guy here. And I ate the best when I was homeless, like Jordan Neely. I ate the best when I was homeless, like Jordan Neely. For those of you that don't know who Jordan Neely is a 30-year-old mentally ill black man that was killed as a result of being put in a chokehold by a Marine veteran after he got onto the subway and made it very clear that he didn't care if he lived or died. He was hungry and thirsty, and his behavior was so erratic that it literally rattled everyone around him. And a former Marine stepped in, evidently placed him in a chokehold, while others potentially assisted. And as a result of being placed in that chokehold, he ended up expiring. His official cause of death is homicide, but that doesn't mean that the person who placed him in the chokehold will actually be charged with a homicide. Now, he actually worked as a Michael Jackson impersonator, uh, maybe as early as 2009. His mother, I believe, passed away at some point, and that really affected him. It's a very sad situation. Here's a picture of him being placed in that chokehold. All right, and it's it's brought up a lot of questions. So he struggled with mental illness, and he was arrested 42 times over the course of his life. 42 times. They're saying that, these were not serious arrests, but I mean, guys, 42 fucking times. 42 times. I just don't know. How many of us in life, you know, if we got arrested just one time, it could fuck up our lives? I've never been arrested in my entire life. I have never been arrested. But how many of us, if we got arrested just one time, it could fuck up our entire lives? And then you have people like this who've been arrested 42 times. And I don't know how many times this guy has potentially been in a mental institution. And I just don't comprehend this. So this guy is from New York. He's homeless and he's hungry. Let's talk a little bit about what benefits are out there. I ate the best when I was homeless. Don't get me wrong, I ate garbage off the side of the road as well. But once I figured out once I got into the what do you call it, to the normality of it, because there's specific places that you'd go to get food, you just basically spend the entire day just going from one place to another place to get food. There were people that would come by and drop food off throughout the day. And it was kind of relaxing to some degree. I wouldn't say I enjoyed homelessness, but there was a period. There were definitely people who enjoyed homelessness. There were a lot of people who enjoyed homelessness. You're gonna say, "Are you insane?" No, no. There were a lot of people who were receiving checks while living on the street. Checks for anywhere from easily from as little as $400 to checks as much as well over 800, 900, $1,000 or more. There were people who were receiving Social Security benefits while homeless. There are people receiving $1,000 checks. So you're going to say, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Why are they homeless? Well, the argument would be, well, that's not enough money to live somewhere. That's absolutely incorrect. Because when I got off the street, I went and rented a room for like $400 or $500 a month, and that was that. And I lived there for like 2 years. I lived there for like 2 years before I decided I was going to head overseas. But the thing is, the thing is, a lot of these people are full of shit. So in most places, it's California and New York, because I've lived in both California and I've also lived in New York. So I can tell you, in both places, especially in California, in like places like Los Angeles, they give you I've heard like up to $600 a month or more just to be homeless out there. But regardless of where you are, if you're homeless, you're going to qualify right off the bat for health insurance. If you are a homeless person and you have no income, you're going to get health insurance very quickly. You can literally walk into an emergency room or whatever. There are people who will help you out, and you will get health insurance immediately. You will qualify for medic. Is it Medicaid? It's the one of the old. It's basic. Yeah, I think it's Medicaid or Medicare. Which one is it? Let me double check. There's one for the old people, and there's one for people with low income. Let me see which one. Who is that for? Okay, Medicare is for the older people. Medicaid is for people who are low income. So you'll qualify for Medicaid very quickly, and even if you don't get Medicaid, there's also insurance plans for people who are low income. But you'll get insurance immediately. So there's insurance. Then there's also cash assistance. If you're homeless, you'll get food stamps. You'll get them. You'll get emergency food stamps, and then you'll get food stamps right away. If you're homeless, you'll get food stamps. Okay. And if you're not able to cook, provide for if you're not able to cook, then they'll set it up so that you can purchase ready-made food, cooked food from like places like 7-Eleven or other or even fast food restaurants. Yeah, I know it's crazy. And then they also give you cash assistance. All right. They call it different things, and depending on where you are, they'll give you cash assistance. It's usually over $200 a month, and depending on where it is, it could be as high as $600 a month. It's not a shitload of money, but it's something. All right. There are also shelters, although it can be very hard to get into the shelters if you're a man. I'll admit to that. But you get access to, you do have very fast access to mental health care. All right. So this is absolute bullshit. You have very fast access to mental health care. You have health insurance. Okay. You do have access to food. And here's another interesting thing. Someone like this person, usually if they have advanced, because I was homeless and I met people like this. If you have a severe mental illness, like this guy did, usually you will qualify for Social Security disability. A lot of these guys that were homeless were getting Social Security disability. So they were getting a fat check every month. So you're getting Social Security disability, bro. Right? They qualify for Social Security disability. They're not paying for cell phones because that's where that whole Obama phone thing came from. Now it's called like the ACP or some shit like that. So your phone bill is covered, all right? Your phone bill is covered. You're getting like 800, a minimum of like $800 a month, all right? And what are you doing with all of that money? And there are other things that you're getting as well, depending, right? There are other things that you qualify for because you're low income, because you have your health insurance. But what are they doing with that money? They're buying drugs. They're buying drugs. Some of them are buying luxury items. I used to watch this woman. She would collect a fat check every month. She lived in a nice tent. She would like throw her piss bucket out, and she lived in a giant tent, and she was so happy. Guys, they will stay out there, and these people, they will barbecue. They will barbecue, and they will eat, and they will eat well, and they will use that money to buy luxury items and drugs. Okay, there were so many homeless people that were living better than people who are housed. I know you guys are like angry, you're full of shit. I'm not though. I'm really not. I'm trying to tell you guys that homeless homelessness is a strange thing, because when you're not homeless, you have to be responsible. People don't realize that you have to wake up every day. You have to, you know, get ready for work, So you have to make sure your clothing is clean. You got to go and wash your clothes and all this stuff. When I was homeless, they give you laundry service. This is a thing that people don't know about. A lot of homeless people get offered laundry service, so you can drop off all your dirty clothes, and they'll wash your clothes for you. All right? Like, who the fuck gets something like that? Laundry service? and there's specific places that provide food for you, for food to homeless people, cooked food throughout the entire day. The only thing you have to do is wait on a line, and there's always tons of lines. So like, yo, just wait on this line, this line, this line, and by the end of the day, you have tons of food. Like literally, you can have days where you'd have, where basically you have like maybe 20, $30, 30, 35, maybe even $40 worth of food. This is, I'm just being serious, so honest with y'all. Like, you can get, if you do it right, if you do it right, being homeless, you can collect a good couple $100 worth of food a week. You can. This is the truth. I'm just being straight up with y'all. And it wasn't just, when I say food, I'm not just talking about like, I'm not just talking about like people bringing you bottles of water and shit. I'm talking about, we're talking about good shit. We're talking about like, they're like, if you know where to go, you'll you're getting Burger King. Like literally, you're getting Burger King. Really good shit. You're eating Burger King. You're getting you're getting you're getting you're getting Kentucky, or Kentucky Fried Chicken, which is garbage, but still, it's, I mean, and you're getting a good amount of food. Like literally, you're getting hundreds of dollars worth of food in a single week. Like you can live off this shit, and a lot of people do. All right, and they live off it. And then here's another thing about it: the drugs. Oh my God, there's always people selling drugs. You can get any drug you want because there's always people around you selling drugs. All right, there's always, what this is the thing about homelessness. There's always people. There's always drug dealers around the homeless. All right, it's a part of the lifestyle because those are the people who do the most drugs. There's a reason why they're out there, and you know, it's unbelievable. Keep in mind, in my case, I was working on a master's degree when I ended up homeless, and I was working on a master's degree, and I was going through a lot of stress in my life. One of the big problems is that I was actually on taking mental health medication for depression and anxiety, and that stuff fucked me up really badly. And I had to literally come off all of those drugs. I was like on 5 or 6 drugs because my grandmother had passed away, and then someone who was as close to me as a little brother, he passed away, and then my uncle passed away, and it was just kind of crazy. It was all just rapid, 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 rapid. So much death. And then I was working in this job where it was really difficult, really analytical, and the pay was crap. And it's like, it was just, and then my boss was hitting on me because that was the period in my life where I was like a fucking Chad. And she basically was like, if you're not giving up the D, then we're gonna have problems. Yeah, and I had an attorney who wanted to take her to court, but I was like, fuck that shit, I'm out. Yeah, guys, like I got sexually harassed, and I got like I went through some shit in my life, and what do you do? As a man, you can't cry. Hashtag me too. As a man, you have to move the fuck on. Like this is the craziest thing about the world. But back to homelessness. So, I'm not glorifying homelessness. It's not easy out there, but you know, these motherfuckers, I want y'all to understand, it's not, for a lot of these people, it's not as hard as they make it out to be. A lot of people choose to be homeless. These people are out there with fat fucking checks. Fat checks. All right? A lot of dudes are out there right now with checks minimum of $800 a month. A minimum. What are they doing with that money? All right? I remember this guy who had like he was really mentally ill, but my dude was collecting a check. I was like, "What do you mean you're collecting a check?" Yeah, I'm getting a check, man. The fuck are you getting a check for? Mental illness, bro. Disability, bro. You're homeless and you're collecting this much money. That's right, dude. Oh, what the fuck? I'm here trying to finish up my master's. I'm broke, living on the street, trying to finish up a master's degree, which I finished. I finished the master's while I was homeless, and these motherfuckers are out here doing this type of shit, living good, guys, living good. When you end up, I'm just gonna be honest with you. These homeless people, They live better than they live better. Like there are places where you would get they literally give you fucking steak. Like these homeless, there are these homeless shelters. They give you fucking steak. They give these homeless people steak. All right, steak, steak, Cornish hens, all kinds of shit. Like you eat and you will eat well. If you know where to go, you eat and you will eat well. And you just basically gather up your bag of goodies, and you eat throughout the day, you eat throughout the night. It's really about if you have a place to sleep at night, if you have a shelter to sleep in at night, oh well, then you've completely made it. All right. It's like I met so many people who are homeless, and like you listen to their stories and they talk about how they ended up homeless, and then you find out these motherfuckers are collecting a check. There was this one woman I knew, and she always looked brand new. She was always, her hair was always done. Yeah, she was homeless, but her hair was always done. Her hair was like I think hairdresser done. Her hair was always done, and her clothes were always fresh, and she was obviously staying at a shelter. But the crazy thing is that she was always clean, really clean, not like just clean, but like really well presented. And lo and behold, I come to find out she's collecting a check. She's collecting a check every month. So she's not broke. I didn't know she was receiving that much money. Okay, so she's on disability. So she was collecting at least $800, but it's more than that. It's gonna be more than that. Right? And I'm thinking to myself, why aren't you going out there and renting a room? Why aren't you doing these things? You know why? Because she was using her money to go and buy clothing. She was using her money for makeup. She was using her money to get her hair done because it was more important. It was more important to look good and look like I mean, she can still look decent, but it was more important to go and spend $200 to get her hair done and to make sure her nails were done and to make sure she had new clothing while homeless, than it was to put a roof over her head. These are the time she wasn't a crackhead. She used to be a she was a at the time she had a was it bachelor's of nursing? She was previously a nurse. She had been previously a nurse. All right. All right. She had the bachelor's of nursing science, the PSN. She had the she had her bachelor's in nursing. She had been previously a nurse, but she chose to live that life, and I did not know about it until until the end. Like I was out there suffering, and you have all these people with money who are choosing to be out there, choosing to be out there. People out there for like 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. How are you homeless for 30 years or 40 years? That doesn't make any sense until you find out that it's a choice that these people have made. All right? There are people who were homeless, they got off homelessness, and then they chose to go right back out there and be homeless again because they could do their drugs and they can be irresponsible. Okay? Because when you're homeless, in a lot of places, there are resources. They'll do your laundry for you. All right? They'll store this. There are storage facilities. There are storage facilities for the homeless. So they'll do your laundry. They'll store shit. They'll store your shit. Yes, they will store your shit for you. Okay, so the homeless people have storage. They have places to shower, clean up every single day. All right, they have places to eat each and every single day. Okay, they have cell phones. Okay, with free internet, places to charge their phones. So they spend their entire day on their cell phones or on their laptops or on their tablets. People they turn on, when you turn on television, they make it look like these people are suffering, like really suffering out there. It's a bunch of bullshit. These motherfuckers have tech on them. These motherfuckers have tech. These motherfuckers have phones. Some of them have smartwatches. A lot of them have laptops. A lot of them have computer tablets. All right. Sometimes you'll go to like these places where these homeless people are living. These motherfuckers have like built like an entire like little tiny house, or they're living in these guys. These people are not. They are choosing homelessness. They are choosing homelessness. I'm. It's hard. This man was arrested 42 fucking times. How many? How? Like, I'm just serious, guys. Many of us, if we got arrested one time, that's it for us. Two times, whoo, three times. Come on, 42 times, and then you've got these people saying, "Oh my gosh, it was yes, he was arrested 42 times, but it wasn't. It was for small things. It was for small things. 42 fucking times. Uh uh-uh, uh. I kind of just want, I made this video because I kind of want people to understand that for many people, homelessness is a fucking choice. It's a fucking choice. And when it comes to mental illness, there is so much help for these people. It's ridiculous. There's no this bullshit about their, oh, they don't have health insurance. They have immediate access to health insurance. These people qualify for health insurance immediately. All they have to do is go and sign up. And there are people who are constantly trying to sign these people up. One of the biggest problems that a lot of these homeless people have is they don't have identification. And they don't have it, and a lot of them don't want it. A lot of them walk around without IDs, identification. For some of them, it's hard to get because they don't have their birth certificate anymore. But then that's not the case for all of them, because there are actually programs where they would actually take people to the DMV and it would work with them to get identification. And even then, I've met some of these people and I'd see some of them, why don't you go and get your ID? And they go, no, 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 that's okay. I'm not worrying about that right now. So there's only a couple of reasons why they wouldn't want to do that. Either you're, either you're hiding from something, you're running from something. Maybe you've got some felonies or some arrests, some warrants on you, or you're making a conscious decision that you want to stay off the grid. You don't want anyone tracking you. You don't want anyone identifying you. That's what a lot of these people are doing. They don't want to be tracked and they don't want to be identified. Okay? And they've made a conscious decision to live this way. Look at this guy. This guy has passed away. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know people are hurting over this. I understand people are upset about this. But you have to understand, where were all these people? Where were all these people, when he needed help, right? When he needed help, where were all these people to help him out? All these people that are marching out there right now, you know, all these people that are angry, rest in peace. Where were these people? These are the same people that walk past him each and every single day. And you've got these people out here with their fucking cell phones snapping selfies. All right, these leftists. Where were these people? They're all full of shit. They're all full of shit. And now they want to go after this young man because he detained this guy. This guy wasn't right. 42 fucking arrests. 42 arrests. I don't have food. I don't have drink. I'm fed up. New York mayor and police criticized for lack of action over Jordan Neely's death. He was erratic. He got pissed off, and I feel sorry for him. I feel for him. But this man got on there and he was erratic. Okay? If you are struggling to that point, why not approach a police officer and say to a police officer, I need help? Don't get me wrong. Once upon a time, we worked as a community to help these people. And it's clear that the government can't do a job. It's clear that the government cannot help these people. At least not the government we currently have, because Trump said that when we have these guys, we're gonna. He said that these people, they're gonna get on their, if he gets back in, they're gonna get the exact help that they need. For example, he's talked about these building these big, glorious tent cities, right? He's gonna massive tent cities. He's gonna create these really, really wonderful tent cities. These people have a place to live, and if they need mental health, he's gonna make sure that they get it. All right, because you can't fucking tell me what's. I don't have food because they're so selective. I feel on one hand, I'm sorry for the guy. On the other hand, if I was in the subway, I'm gonna be all honest with y'all. My health is not the greatest at the moment. I can't fight one of these mentally ill guys. I'm just sorry, y'all. I can't. I can't fight one of them right now. All right, and you don't know if they have HIV or they have full blown AIDS or some other disease. I can't. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. I can't. I can't. I can't. All right. I'm not Andrew Tate. I'm not. I'm not a kickboxer. I had a little bit of MMA training. 10 years ago. I did taekwondo when I was a kid, but that shit that doesn't mean shit. I'm not. There's a difference between you using doing karate and fighting crazy, and crazy often wins. And I'm not fighting these crazy motherfuckers. I'm just being real with y'all. So I would be grateful for this man. I'd be so grateful for the Marine taking his ass down, because I really just don't have it in me. I really just don't have it in me. I'm sorry, y'all. All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, I can't. I couldn't put up with this motherfucker. Some of y'all are out here like, oh, blah blah blah. Fuck that shit. You want to go be a hero? Go be a hero. All right, but I'm not putting up with that shit. I'm just being real with y'all. I'm so rest in peace, Jordan. You know, wherever you are, I hope you learned something. That's fucked up for me to say it like that. Listen, man, I don't know. Shit happened. I don't know how to end this stream. I know this sounds so fucked up. I don't know how to end this stream. I don't know how to end this stream because it's a fucked up situation in a fucked up world. But that's all we have, guys. If you enjoy these videos, I want you to remember to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want me to help me to continue putting out more content, maybe go and check out my Subscribe Star. The link is in the description of the video to get more bonus features and exclusive things. Check out my Subscribe Star. It also helps to support the channel. But guys, that's all I have for you right now. What do you think about this? Me saying that I ate the best when I was homeless, like Jordan Neely, and a lot of these people are making conscious decisions to be homeless, and this guy was arrested 42 times, and it's hard for me to cry for him. All right, I've had ups and downs in my life, and I've just never had that many opportunities like these types of people. He's 30 years old. He's had so many opportunities in his life. And I mean, 42 arrests? How many fucking second chances do you need? That's all I have for you guys right now. I want to know what you personally think about all of this. Your experiences, if you've ever been homeless, your personal experiences. Do you think I'm being very hard? Do you think I'm being too hard on the homeless? Do you think I'm being too critical? I want to know what you guys think. We'll talk more about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away. And cheers.